Samore Love, you have now tuned in to my Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever it is that you like to share videos, okay? Okay. So, we haven't done a Real Housewives of Atlanta recap in like how long? In like, I think it's been like 2 weeks, because first we had the Super Bowl, and then after that we had the, what did we have? We had the Grammys, was it? It was the Grammys, right? So, yeah, we haven't done a Real Housewives. And I was thinking that I was going to miss it because I'm like, I'm not staying up late for these shows and then going to be able to do these Real Housewives of Atlanta recaps as well, because it's going to be one or the other. So I'm really happy that they did it like this, where I didn't really miss anything. We didn't miss a beat, honey. Nope, nope, not at all. So, guys, also, I want you guys to check out my other channel, which is my Samore Love TV channel, if you like makeup and all those types of things, because I just did an amazing Black History Month video with some other girls, and it came out so well. So I was like, you know what, I gotta talk about it real quick. So I'll definitely put a link down below so you guys can check it out if you're interested. All right, so now let's go ahead and get into this recap. Kenya Moore, her and Cynthia Bailey, they go to see Claudia Jordan at her new place. And I really like the apartment. It's cute, it's nice. And here in, well, I don't know about Atlanta, but I know in New York, things are very expensive as far as like house-wise. So, I mean, it's fully furnished now, looks much better than when Cynthia had first came in there back like 2-3 episodes ago. So she tells them about this incident that happened with her and Portia, and how Portia is kind of being a nice mean girl type of thing, where it's like shade but no shade, boo. You know, one of those things where you like, but hold on, you really tried me just now. You know, like how somebody be like, ooh, maybe if you were a little skinnier, you would look so much better in that dress. But you working it though. Like, wait, hold on, wait, was that a compliment, or did she just try to diss me? What's going on? Those types of things is what's going on with her. No, and she starts tearing up and everything, like, this is what happened when I was young, back in the days, everybody used to talk about me, but I don't know, she says that it's kind of a, like, this mask that she puts on, where she's not really the way people think she is, but I don't know, I just feel like Claudia, she's just a very strong person, and I feel like she does do things a lot of times because she wants to get at people. So she says how her and Portia had like a little sit-down meeting, and Portia ended up leaving. Portia was just like, I don't forgive you for the things that you said in the little car van thing that they had when they was going out of town. And she's just like, she's over the whole situation. She's not, just because you apologize to somebody doesn't necessarily mean they have to forgive you, especially depending on how bad it was, the whole situation was. I mean, I totally agree with that. There's been some people that have done some shady things to me, and maybe I'll say hello or I'll be cordial. I won't fight you, but that doesn't mean that I forgive you at the end of the day. I'm sorry. But, you know, you can't, there's some things that people do that they expect you to like forget. Oh, it's a new day. No, it's not always like that. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what's going on with her. And I feel like she did just randomly come at Portia. Like, yes, Portia said her little 2 cents, but maybe I'm not remembering clearly, but I don't think Portia said anything that bad for her to warrant her coming at her the way she did and putting all her business out on Front Street, you know? And yeah, I just feel like she did way too much for somebody that knew nothing about her. Or didn't really know her like that, I should say. Like, you don't want nothing, then why would you even come at somebody, you know? I think Portia was kind of trying to be a peacemaker in that situation, and it kind of backfired, if I'm remembering how the situation went down correctly. I could be wrong, but from what I'm remembering, that's what I think. So Todd, he got his new little fly hairstyle, looking like some little fly rock star over there. I was like, okay, Mr. Todd, I'm loving this hairstyle you got going down. He was looking like some rock star, fabulous black guy. I was like, okay. So him and Candy, they're going out of town because she's supposed to be doing this movie, and it's pretty cool because she didn't even really have to audition. You know, when you know somebody or you connected to somebody, you got the job, and that's just how it goes. So, but she's feeling a little weird about their whole relationship now, because he's not trying to like really stay there. Like, he's trying to stay there extra time in LA, and while she comes home first. So it's a little weird for her. And then when she comes back home, she talks to her friend. I think her friend's name is Crystal, if I remember correctly, or something. Whatever her friend name is. She talks to her, and she tells her that she feels like he might be cheating on her. She also feels like their relationship is starting to go down the drain already, and they've only been married 6 months, so that's already not a good look. They're not having sex the way they used to be, so she's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, you know, like, and you know, she's very sexually driven. She got this whole candy-coated nights. She's all about it. She want to try her new toys and all that. You know what I'm saying? And they're only doing it like once a week. And usually it's the woman that complains about those types of things. But in this case, it's him that's not really putting it forward. I feel like maybe he's not doing it because he did mention he didn't really feel like they should be having a child. Like, I feel like he's just going along with it to appease her, but he's not really wanting to do that. He feels like he wants them to enjoy their lives. I mean, they just did get married. But then again, it's like she's at a certain age where the longer you wait is the worse it can be, or the more risky it can be, I should say. And so she definitely wants to get one and pop, and if you know what I mean. So that's one thing. And then communication is another thing that's really lacking. She said that there's 3 things they're supposed to always have, which is communication, the finance is supposed to be in set, and the sex life. And 2 of them is not good right now. So she's really trying to come up with things to maybe fix that, and counseling may just be in the cards for them. When Peter comes home, he tells Cynthia that, well, before even that, Peter, he goes to see Apollo because he says Apollo sounds like he's about to jump off the deep end. So when he does that, they drive in, and Apollo tells him that he's not even going yet. He's about to leave like the next morning or next day, and he finds in what's her name, Phaedra's phone, that she's talking to the next guy already. Like, she done moved on. And I mean, I totally see why she would do that, because she feels like there's no future for them. So, I mean, she could have at least waited until he was in jail to have a good reason. Like, oh, my man's locked up, I ain't waiting for nobody. But she was like not even waiting for that point. So what he finds out, and he sent all the text messages to himself so he can have proof. It's not no he said, she said. He had the text messages. She talking about she loved this guy. She loved when he spanked her. And he was like, you can't even say it's not her, because what? He had the picture that she sent to the guy. So that's proof in the pudding right there. There is no, it wasn't me type of thing going on, because he has everything printed out. So like, he is like real serious. So he's like, yo, they're really like having a countdown until I go away. It's crazy. Like, she's moved on. She got the next man already. And he's really upset about that. He told her that he would burn down the house. He said that this is why people get killed in relationships. Like, he said all kind of crazy stuff that could get you locked up, you know? They have people thinking that you harassing them, or you're attempted murder, you know, like all kind of things like that. So anyways, I mean, I feel like a lot of times Phaedra tends to act like she's innocent in situations, and I felt like that's what she was doing, even like later on when they had like that confrontation. So when Peter gets back home to his wife, to Cynthia, he tells her everything that went down, and that was the wrong person to tell, because I seen the trailer for the next episode coming up, and she spilled the beans to everybody. Like, she told the enemies this crazy vital information. Like, seriously, girl? How long have you knew Phaedra? Didn't you know Phaedra longer than you knew Kenya? What are you doing? Anyways, back to this episode. So Kenya Moore, she's, well, before that, he tells Cynthia everything, and Cynthia's just like in disbelief. Like, I can't believe it. Like, she's the main one that calls people whores and this and that, and sleeping with people's husbands and all that. And look at her, like, she's still married. Kenya, she's having auditions for this, I think it's a movie that she's going to be doing, or a show. I don't even know what the hell it is, but she's starring in it. She's going to be in it. And Cynthia comes to audition, and she does a horrible job, but because they're so cool, I guess that's why she gives her the spot, because the acting skills was not on point. She tried to be some Jamaican hairstylist or something, and it was horrible to me. The accent was off. I'm not even going to talk about it. I can't talk about it. It was just a disgrace. So then Dee Woods comes in later on. Dee Woods is playing, or trying to get the part to be Kenya's older sister, but I don't think it's a good role for her. Maybe they should switch roles or something, because Dee Woods can act from what we've seen, but not to be, I don't think she's good to be older than her. I just don't see it personally. Maybe with some makeup or something, but Kenya Moore has a more mature face. And so now Claudia Jordan, she actually snitched. She told Ricky Smiley, which is her boss, as well as Portia's boss, that there's tension between her and Portia and how she feels about everything. And I'm just like, girl, really? What does that have to do anything with, what does one have to do anything with another? When Portia came in, she just felt totally bamboozled. She was like, what is this about? And then then they tell her what's going on, and she's just like, seriously? Why are you doing this? We're not friends. We pass by each other here. We don't work together. So what is the purpose of you telling my boss this information? For what? So they play nice because Ricky Smiley's there, and they hold hands and they pray, and they leave it at that. I just felt like it's not going to end there. If it does, I would be pleasantly surprised, but I feel like they're both Portia can be strong now. I felt like she's grown into being her own person more, and she's grown a lot from when we first met her when she was back with Cordell. So, moving on from that, we just move on to Phaedra. Phaedra, she's changing all the locks, and she's doing it because of safety. That's what she tells the locksmith. And I was surprised he asked, because I didn't think that was any of his business to know why she wants to change the locks. It's just like, okay, I'm changing the locks, I live here, and I'm giving you money. Do it. You don't need to know why I'm changing the locks. So anyway, she changes the locks, and while she's doing that, and they're changing the fob information when they go into the garage to go in and out of the garage, in pulls up freaking Apollo. And Apollo, he's not in his nice BMW car, and he's just like, what are you doing? And, he looked like he was so freaking pissed. Like, if she was alone, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say he would have did this or he would have did that. But it looked like he could have did something. But he talks to her, and he's just like he picks up the freaking hand drill, power drill, and he looked like he was about to try to change the locks back. He's saying that she stole things from him, like his money, like he put all this money into this house, and she's taking everything from him. I'm like, dude, like, you cannot do this. At the end of the day, you did this to yourself. Wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, all kind of different frauds this man did, and he want to come blaming somebody else for things that he did. I don't blame her for being upset with him. You had a good life. Maybe she wasn't the best person, but you knew who you was getting involved with. You knew who you was marrying. So for him to go back to being that type of person, especially when you know you're on a show, you know that your wife is freaking in the legal system. She's a court officer and all that. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to mess up her reputation and all that. Of course she's lost a lot of respect for him. The only thing that probably keeps her respecting him is the fact that he's her kid's father. And that's pretty much it. I think if it wasn't for that, she probably wouldn't even care. She wouldn't even look a second time in his direction if it wasn't for that. She probably would have been changed the locks and called somebody to get him out of the house if it wasn't for the kids. And she said that he freaking pretty much terrorized the kids and told Aiden that he's going away, and he acted like he was getting tortured by the police and they're going to kill him in jail and stuff like that. So she didn't really like that either, and she put the kids in to be with her mother for the time being. Luckily she did that, because when he came, he was just acting so crazy. But I mean, not in this particular scene, but I feel like she pretends, like I was saying, she pretends as though she never does anything wrong. And in this situation, I feel like if she was cheating, that's reason for somebody to be upset. His heart is there, and if he wasn't cheating, of course he's going to be upset about that particular situation, about that. So, and when he was saying things about it, she kind of was like, I don't know what he talking about. Like, girl, you got caught. You gonna still play this game right now? You still gonna do it? I guess guilty, like she tells everybody else who she defended. Innocent until proven guilty. Ain't that how it go? Alright, guys. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next week. We will be still doing the reviews. I gotta get back into my other Samore Love Reality TV 2 channel. I gotta do some reviews. Well, not reviews, but I gotta get some world news and stuff like that. So like I always say on that channel, if you guys have any particular stories that you would like me to discuss, talk about, world news or entertainment news, then definitely be sure to tweet it to me or Google Plus it to me, or you can email it to me, and you'll get a shout out on that particular channel. Other than that, that's pretty much it. The following week after that, I'm not sure how the reviews